That's crazy, man. You're something else. Well, at this time, I think we're being joined by our first guest of the evening, former Strikeforce bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate. Miesha, what's going on? You're on Rebellion Radio with the best-looking man in mixed martial arts media, Mitch Ciccarelli, and Brian Levitt, the Long Island Badass. What's going on?
Oh, lucky me.
I know, right?
I'm good. How are you?
I hope you didn't listen to the story that we were just talking about before you came on.
I didn't get a chance to. Did I miss out on something good?
No, it was just a story about somebody I went to high school with, and in reference to Patrick Cote, because his nickname's a Predator. But we'll move forward from there.
This guy's a character, man. Well, Miesha, so what's going on in the life of Miesha Tate right now? I mean, how are things going? You know, you had the last fight with Ronda Rousey. Unfortunately, it didn't go your way. I know you're healing up with your injury. You're ready to get back in there and get back in the mix. How are things going with you right now, and just what's new with you?
Well, I mean, I'm just getting back to my old routine, you know, training in the gym, and I feel really good and really healthy and definitely right on track to get a fight here soon, hopefully. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm just hanging out. I'm doing a little spring cleaning right now, so nothing too exciting, but, you know.
Awesome. I'm doing a lot of spring messing up, getting messy, so we're doing the exact opposite. You're cleaning up, and I'm throwing trash everywhere, so, you know, good times. But I wanted to ask you, because I know you've actually gotten involved a little bit with Invicta Fighting Championship, from what I understand. I want to give a shout-out to one of your close friends and training partners, I believe, Nick Dolly Rivera-Kalanock, just an awesome girl. I've spoken to her a little bit on Twitter. But, yeah, she, you know, unfortunately, she didn't win that last fight in the first Invicta card, but tough girl, has a great mentality, and, you know, what are your thoughts on her moving forward?
Oh, you know, I just love Nick Dolly to pieces. She's one of the sweetest, most genuine people ever, and I'm really blessed to have her as a friend. And she's also an awesome fighter. She's got a great outlook, you know, win or lose. She's really a positive person, and it's been fun to see her evolve. You know, I met her back when I had my pro debut in 2007 for Bodog, and that's when I fought Caitlin Young and Jan Finney on the same night. And she fought, and she was doing the 125-pound division. I was doing the 135. And now she's down at 105, and I've just seen her really evolve as an athlete. I think she's finally found her weight class, and she took on a really tough girl, you know, dropping the division for the first time. I think the girl's ranked number 7 or something like that in the world in that weight class. So I was pretty happy for her, and I'm excited to see her get back in there.
Absolutely, and, you know, obviously Invicta's doing great things for women's mixed martial arts. You know, they're the first all-female promotion, and they're gaining a lot of buzz online. Their next card's definitely stacked. They've already announced their full lineup. You know, Shania Baszler fighting Sarah McMahon, I believe, in the main event. Would you ever fight for their promotion? Because I know, you know, you're under contract with Strikeforce, but Liz Carmucci, who's also Strikeforce, she's fighting for their organization. She's also fighting on the next card. Would you be able to do that, or are you tied in with only competing for Strikeforce at this point?
Well, unfortunately, I can't say whether I'd be able to do that or not because I don't know. It hasn't come up in conversation yet. But, you know, ultimately, Strikeforce has the final say in that. You know, if I was to ask them, it would really be at their discretion whether they would let me do it or not. You know, I don't know, but I would like to think, you know, that I would be able to fight for their organization, but I would definitely have to talk to them about that first. I know they are in a good working relationship, like you said. You know, Liz is fighting on there. I think the last Strikeforce card they had the last Invicta card they had a Strikeforce fighter, Liz, yeah, and then they also have, who else is fighting over there? This next card, the Strikeforce. Help me out, guys.
I'm trying to think. I think it's, was it Amanda Nunez, I believe, right?
There we go. Yeah. Oh, and also Julia Budd. Now, I'm not sure what those girls' contracts are versus mine or if it's the same. So I don't know, but you know, there's been a little bit of buzz about possibly, you know, if Caitlin does beat Liz this next fight, that maybe there could be a Caitlin Young versus Miesha Tate, too, and I would totally be down for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, they got a pretty good lineup. You got the Amanda Nunes and Molana and Dudieva. Kelly Cobalt's fighting. I don't know if you guys remember her, Toronto Footer and CBS.
Back. I love it.
And their first card, from what I hear, was very entertaining, and the live feed went off very well. And it's great for the females, for the women to have their own organization, and it just goes to show you that the sport is growing and continuing to gain more fans. And I recently interviewed Gina Carano, and it was set around the release of the Haywire DVD, but we did talk about her days fighting, whether she's going to come back or not. And I asked her one question, maybe you could give your opinion on it. I asked her who she thought was the face of women's MMA. Do you have an opinion on that? Do you think it's just one person? Is it a group of you guys?
Oh, I think, the face of women's MMA at first was such a narrow term, and Gina carried that, she carried that title well. But honestly, at this point, I think we've evolved enough to where it's not just one. I've said it before, I think there are faces of women's MMA, and there's a lot of great girls that represent the sport well, and, I wouldn't feel right picking one girl over any other girl. I think that we all put in a lot of hard work, and we're all deserving in being the face of women's MMA.
You got the Sarah Kaufman and Ronda Rousey fight coming up, and you're obviously going to be an interested spectator in that because you definitely fight the winner of that. How do you see that fight turning out?
Well, I think that it's a different style matchup for Kaufman, and I think Ronda is also a different style matchup. I think Ronda's I think she's kind of fought more grapplers, actually, honestly. And I think that Kaufman has great footwork and she moves around really well, but she has to be able to stay on her feet for 25 minutes, and that's a really long time. If it goes to the ground, obviously I give the advantage to Ronda. If it stays on the feet, obviously we give the advantage to Sarah Kaufman. So really it's just a matter of who can stick to their game plan. All I know is that Sarah's going to have to land a lot of punches and move a lot and be able to hold a really solid game plan for 25 minutes, a stellar performance, whereas Ronda is only going to have to get one takedown. So a little bit, I think the advantage is probably towards Ronda, but I definitely wouldn't count Sarah out by any means. I mean, she's ranked number 2 in the world, and she's 14-1, and she's been around and doing this for a long time, and she's beat a lot of tough girls. So, who's to say?
Absolutely, and I think we're also being joined by another guest at this time. I'm going to go ahead and bring them on, and we'll get you guys in here at the same time and crank out two birds with one stone. Is this Trevor Whitman or Mark Bocek? Either way, welcome to Rebellion Radio. You're on the line with Mitch Ciccarelli, Brian Levick, and Miesha Tate. What's going on?
All right, is that me?
Is that Mark Bocek?
No. This is the caller.
It's Trevor.
My name's Joe.
I'm sorry, this is who?
No, my name is Joe.
What's going on, Joe? You got a question for us?
Yeah, no, I got a question for Miesha.
What's your question, brother?
Yeah. First of all, I wanted to say I'm sorry about Ronda breaking your arm. I have made a comment about that when I found out, because I watched some of the videos on YouTube about her, because she was promoting the fight, which I thought she had done well. But the thing is, when somebody breaks arms 6 to 7 times in a row, I'm not asking your opinion because you're still in the game. I don't want you to give an opinion about it. But my opinion is that if somebody with the skills as a Rousey, because she's a world-class judo athlete, she's not just a United States athlete, she's a world-class medalist. For her to have broken 6 or 7 arms in a row troubles me. I don't care what she says. I've heard her I've heard her on shows when she's talking about, well, the referee didn't stop in the time when I did ask for it to be stopped. Then it was a controversy, and if the referee doesn't stop it, you have to continue to go. No. When you're a world-class athlete and you have somebody in that type of armbar, you know when somebody's hurting. And you know, as she's already admitted, you know when somebody's so secure they can't get away. And I think in order to prevent this type of thing, the MMA should introduce a rule that if somebody cannot get out of that kind of hold for about 15 to 20 seconds, just when an opponent cannot escape punches for about 15 seconds and the ref comes in, I think the ref should step in. This idea where this girl is just breaking arms, going back to her amateur days, I think she's a sociopath. And a lot of people say, oh, she rocks, she has skills. Yes, she does have skills. But you don't break arms. You don't ruin somebody's career. You don't put somebody in the hospital, and then you don't break arms just for the fun of breaking arms. So for that, I didn't hear about you, and I didn't hear about Ronda until the fight. But I got to give you kudos, because when you were lying there, you didn't cry, you didn't complain. And a girl, Ronda, she's got skills, groundwork, and I don't give Coffin a chance. Not a shot. For 25 minutes, you're right. She's not going to escape Ronda's judo. She's one of the best in the world. But the fact that anybody, because even in the men's MMA, Fedor didn't break arms. Nogueira didn't break arms. You don't go around breaking arms in professional sports. To me, it's the equivalent of, in football, when somebody has a bounty and you're trying to take somebody out, it's uncalled for. So I don't like her.
I'm sorry, you cracked me up. You're very passionate.
I don't like somebody's break, because this is a professional sport. You don't
I
break
understand
arms.
what he's saying. You're taking food off of somebody's table because you're going to be out.
That's stupid.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I guess
I'm not asking you for your opinion, because you're still in the game. So I'm just giving my opinion, and nobody has to reply to it except the host. But to me, I saw that, and then I like to. Never mind.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I think you make a good point. I mean, at the same time, all fighters say, they can't stop till the ref stops it. But I mean, when you're about to.
That's an excuse.
Yeah,
it's an excuse. If it was somebody else who just learned judo or learned jiu-jitsu and did it once or twice, I understand. Not a world-class athlete. And this girl is a world-class bronze medalist. She's an Olympic medalist. She knows what she's doing.
Right.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, which I know you didn't ask my opinion, but that's okay because I'm going to give it to you anyways.
Oh, okay. All right.
On the other hand, now, trust me, I'm not the biggest Ronda fan, but I think when two professional athletes get in there, there's a responsibility on both ends. And, part of not choosing to tap out when I knew that I was done for is also my mistake. So, I don't know if I necessarily fault her for that. If someone doesn't want to tap and they know better, at that level you should know better. So that was a choice that I made because I had a lot on the line and I didn't want to give up, and I absolutely want to fight until the very bitter end. And whether
and you
it's
had broken one of her
right,
and you had broken one of her holds before. I understand that.
Right.
That's when the referee should come in around 15, 20 seconds. To me, I'll tell you, look.
That I can agree with because we have the rule of, if you're not intelligently defending yourself, it's kind of the same concept if you can't get out of it, you know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't want to tap or whatever, so, I guess that can be, but, it's up to the referee, and it was a choice that I made, so I don't blame anyone else for that.
All right. I'm talking as a fan. I don't like to see this 6 arms in a row or 5 out of 6 in a row. Nah, I don't like it. And how long is it going to take your elbow to heal?
Oh, it's back almost to 100% now. I've been training, and, it's good. I didn't actually break, as far as when you say break the arm, a lot of people think that you broke bones or something, but I did not break the arm. I just tore, some of the soft tissue and whatnot. And so, I've just been really diligent on staying on top of it and icing when need be and doing the physical therapy. And my doctor said that in about another week or so, I should be completely cleared.
Ah, well, good. Then I'm glad for you, and you've helped my perspective, because if you knew this, and if Ronda knows that, or anybody knows that if they're breaking arms, that it can heal quickly, because I thought it would take at least 6 months. If it can heal that quickly, then okay. You all know what you're doing, so I don't.
Yeah,
Joe, I definitely appreciate your passion, Joe, because I feel that I hate to see anybody get hurt, regardless of if they're a fan favorite or a heel.
Is never to permanently injure someone. I personally, as a fighter, I never want to ruin someone's career or make it where they can never fight again or really put them out for a long period of time. For me, when I go in there, it's about the competition and proving to myself that I am the better, stronger, whatever. That's what the competition is about for me. But for other people, it's different. Some people are more motivated by hurting other people, I guess. So I can't really speak for anyone else but myself.
And I remember you were being interviewed, and you said, you didn't like the girl because of the smack talk about you and your boyfriend, and you said, I really like the mar her face, and that left an impression on me. So when you went after her the first 10 seconds, I said, uh-oh, but...
Yeah, that felt really good. I definitely cracked her a few really good times, and that felt awesome. I'm still
awesome.
taking, my joy out of those moments in the fight.
Yeah. And again, okay. I guess you guys want me off the air.
Oh no, it's not that. We got another caller coming in. But hey, man, we appreciate your call and your support, man. And do you have a Twitter or anything we can plug while you're on here or anything like that?
No. I was just a fan. I like MMA, and I hope women's MMA, can grow. But
absolutely, man.
Okay, take it easy.
And Joe, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
We appreciate you calling in. All right, that was an interesting question, and some good points made there. Miesha, I won't take too much more of your time. We got another guest waiting in the woodwork here, but I do want to ask you a couple more questions about obviously the feud with Ronda Rousey was probably one of the biggest rivalries in women's mixed martial arts. Got a lot of media attention, a lot of buzz around it. How is the relationship now? I mean, I know you said you're still not a big Ronda fan, but I mean, it looks like, judging by some Twitter, back and forth tweets, I saw something Ronda put out there on Twitter, and you said something like apparently Ronda Rousey has good taste or something like that. So what's going on with that? Or you guys still bitter rivals, or kind of warming up a little bit?
Well, I'm just over it. I'm not bothered by Ronda anymore, and I have to respect her for what she has done. She beat me fair and square, and so in that regard, she earned my respect. I don't think we'll ever be best friends, but I just don't care to be mad about it anymore, and if we fight each other again, it's going to be a totally different way of being motivated, She kind of got under my skin a little bit, and talking about my loved ones really seems to fire me up, so, she got me mad. And I think it kind of played against me a little bit in the fight, and so I'm just done with it. I'm not mad about whatever she says anymore. I'm just going to laugh it off and just enjoy the sport for what it is. Go back to who I am and loving MMA and loving fighting for the competition, not for the drama, not hating it for the smack talk, whatever. I'm just going to do me.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. And Brian, you got anything else you want to ask Miesha real quick before we bring in our next guest here?
No, Miesha, I just want to thank you for coming on. It was great to see you guys get the main event spot. That was one thing I was, it's great to see that you girls are getting the attention you deserve, and I look forward to seeing you back in the cage as soon as possible, and maybe getting a shot of redemption against Ronda.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's on my checklist, my bucket list, my whatever you want to call it. I definitely want to fight her again, and I think after feeling her in the cage, it wasn't anything that I didn't expect. However, I think it was the opposite for her. I think that I came with a lot more than she expected. She had said that, yeah, she hit me really hard. Yeah, she's quite a bit more savvy on the ground than I expected. Yeah, this, yeah, that. So I think now she knows that I do have the ability to beat her. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I was outmatched on the feet, obviously, and I don't feel like I was outmatched on the ground. Obviously, her arm bar, yes, she is great at that. But the rest of it, was pretty back and forth. It was very scrambly. It was competitive. It wasn't one-sided. I wasn't getting smoked on the ground, and so she caught me in that one arm bar. And, so it kind of speaks for itself. I think it makes for a competitive fight and just a little bit more work, and, I think that I can definitely beat her.
I agree with that.
I'd like to see it again. I would definitely love to see it again.
Well, I'm working on it, you guys. I get a couple more wins, and I'm gonna be gunning for her again.
Nice.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, Miesha, thank you so much for calling in, and thanks for the follow on Twitter, by the way. That was the best decision of your Twitter career, following the best-looking radio host in the world. So I definitely appreciate that, and we hope you have a great week and you keep on dominating the world and you get your belt back.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, have a good night.
Anytime.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
one. All right, that was Miesha Tate, and right